started noticing over the course of time was that the people who were getting diabolically attacked were precisely the people who lacked elementary discipline in their spiritual life. And I mean elementary. What does that mean? Well, it means that about 80% of the people that had diabolic obsession, where the demons are attacking the imagination and the emotions, was because they didn't have any interior discipline in their spiritual life. These are people that are actually going to Mass on a consistent basis, Sundays and even holy days of obligation, getting to confession on a somewhat regular basis. They might even be saying the rosary every day. But there was not, the most notable thing in this was there was a lack of some area of their life or areas in their lives where they were every single day practicing self-denial. That's what discipline is. Discipline is basically what? It's technically speaking, it's a virtue in the will by which we maintain control of our lower faculties and direct them and guide them according to reason. And so they weren't doing that. Most people today, for example, in their eating habits are completely undisciplined. If the gut didn't burst, they would just be eating uncontrollably, right? But this is an important point. The point being is that what we started to see is a consistent lack of discipline in these people's lives. So what we did is we designed this protocol. Okay, then you got to get up and say the Angelus at 6, noon, and 6. And there's 2 reasons we chose the Angelus. The first is because getting up at 6, I cannot tell you how many people. Can it be 7? No, it has to be 6. Well, why can't it be 7? Because it nullifies the whole point, right? The point is you have to practice self-denial every single day somewhere in your spiritual life. If you don't, then you're going to become spiritually soft. It means you don't have full strength over your lower faculties, and that is a prescription for diabolic victory. We know this just by basic by any kind of warfare. If you have to choose between an army that sits around eating bonbons and talks a lot about stuff, they might know an awful lot, but they're not doing a whole lot and they're soft, as opposed to one that works out consistently every day and practices self-denial and is doing all those brutal hikes and this and that, you're going to go after the soft target. And that's why demons are attacking people. But it also means if you practice that self-denial, then it'll blow them out. So it's that maintaining the discipline of the lower faculties, because the demons know that if they try and attack those faculties, you're going to have the strength from that discipline to say no, right? And so they'll get defeated, so they're going to stay away from you. But it also means that in that, the other aspect of the reason we chose the Angelus is because we started noticing as a pattern that the liberations in people's possessions all started to revolve around one of 2 doctrines, either the doctrine of the Incarnation or the passion and death of Christ. And so that's one of the reasons we started putting people on that. So we have them say the Auxilium Christianorum prayers and the Angelus 6, noon, and 6. And what we started to notice is just by putting people on that prayer prescription, 80% of people who suffer from diabolic oppression and obsession cleared it out within 2 to 3 months.